All right. Let's see. Recap for today. Tuesday, 6/9. What did we miss? I didn't do a gap analysis today, but I said that it was a greater chance today that we'd follow through the gap. We had a pretty big gap. We had a really big gap. We had a massive gap. Oh, it's not that big. All right, it was like 300 points. It's still pretty big, but whatever. So we had all these bullish PD arrays. I think I saw some bearish breakaway gaps to the north. I said my jagged bias was down. I said I expected, let me see. I was talking to someone earlier. What did I say? Let's look at the facts here. Read, what did I say? I did a very quick cursory review after I said jagged bias down. I said ladder bias down. I said, okay. Where is this? Here we go. Love to see it fill the gap, or at least have 50%. But I didn't see any prior engineer liquidity. This was at 848. Said maybe sweep previous day's high. Let's see, where was previous day's high at this point? We had already swept it. Sweep previous day's high and then drop. Said, but I'm not convinced. Then I said closer to 859. Unless we can properly invalidate that first bullish order block, we're definitely rejecting the gap today. Right here. Okay, so I called a gap rejection likely, at least for the first few minutes. So I was right on both accords. So let's see, what do we have? Had this 5-minute bullish order block. It was created. What do we do? We tapped it. Tapped it. And then what happened? I didn't get in here, which I'm glad I didn't. We came, the short was looking tasty. We invalidated all of this. So I was concerned about taking the short because we had all these bullish PD arrays, especially a recently created 5-minute sounded very strong. I should have noted that the creation, if I were to wait for this to close, the creation of a new 1-minute bearish was going to be much stronger than all of this. At least much of this. So, newer PD arrays are stronger. Validation could have taken this from, I wanted to see it go down there. I could have realistically taken it. Let's see, let's try that again. I wanted to see it touch. I don't have a wick here. Let's see, where's the low on this? 694. So the low is right. No, the low, it did wick down. I see. It wicked down to test this. Came back up to close. Couldn't make a higher low. Sorry, couldn't make a higher high. In for the short. Reject gap top. In for the short. Minimum to there. 724. It's quick 30 points. Trail it, maybe. Maybe trail at the consequent encroachment of the bar. Should put us maybe around here. So if I think I had fibbed this from here to here. Even to here would have been sufficient because you did a quick sweep of this area right here. 906, sweep and down. Can't make a higher high. In. Creation of this. Reason to stay in. $25, which is really that's not necessary. What does this look like? Once this closed here below and showed an interest in going lower, confluence, that's enough to stay in. Honestly, I'm looking to get out as quickly as possible with this wick rejection. So, 85. If you can get in properly on here, maybe 40 points. Struggling. I want to see it not come past here, though. Honestly, I did want to see this come down to... I did mention a wick down to here. I was surprised to see it close past. I would trail this really, really, really closely. In here, 725. Maybe the consequent encroachment. Get 70 points out of that. Even the sweep alone was interesting, but didn't show an interest in resweeping. I think that's enough. Ooh, see, that's why you get out of the consequent encroachment. If you want, you couldn't have squeezed 100 out of it, but on a mini, you squeezed enough. So then you take your fib. While you're doing that, you're here. Wouldn't be mad at taking this from here on the turnaround, the clear turnaround. You get yourself... Ooh, is that a double mohawk? I don't know. You know what? I'm curious now. This is the euro first presented. Is there any funny business going on with my indicator? Wick override. Fine. NYAM right on top of NYAM first presented on top of the euro first presented. Immediate reversal. Yeah. These bullish order blocks had been mitigated, but you also can't make it past. You reject the 37.5%. Okay. So you're still thinking bullish for sure. And was I thinking bullish? Okay. So I was definitely thinking that this was a sign to come back down here. I was going to get in for the short. I didn't take it because a little bit difficult, but I was concerned I would end this big fair value gap had me very concerned here. So I was thinking, what happens? Okay, wick rejection. All right, and after we fib this area, 75%. Definitely interested. Even if I fibbed it from here to here, still roughly the same area. 75% plus the double first presented. You're in this for the buy for sure. Double first presented rejection. This candle, boom, gone. In here for sure. Stop here. That's reasonable. As soon as this candle flips, you're off. 687, you're already up. Maybe you take it to here, get out. Trail it. I'd start trailing it after that. Oh yeah, look at that. Well done. Okay, I would have been taken out. I'd probably trail it candle by candle because I just take it and run. 687, I said. 826, you're done. You're absolutely done. That fib is everything for you. I was concerned that this would have been, if this were the run, it would have been a problem. But luckily for me, it came down here, showed you everything you needed, and then it ran away. And then take that. I was looking for us to be bullish on the day. After I saw this, I said this is probably your Judas swing. And then this is your move. That's your first distribution. But the reality is this ended up being your Judas swing. And this would have been your first distribution because, hold on, what I didn't do was fib this. So if I said, what happens if I go from here, here, I had a bullish order block I wanted to see get respected. This was a sweep of previous week's 50, which is really interesting. Prime reversal area. Wow, I didn't see that before. This was a sweep of previous week's 50. Gotcha. Okay. This was your entry for the short. Created a bearish order block. You reject it. It lines up with the 50%. You show almost no interest in coming back up. You get in here. You melt. 800. You could take it to the rejection of the 25 to the first presented area. You're up another 100 points. Does it come back up? It does not respect that fair value gap. And then you just continue to melt. And that's how you won the day. You stall here, at the bottom, print inside, should be up already, honestly. You have too many PD arrays here for this to invert all that at this point in time. I do want to see a print below this, which would mean I'll have to maybe come back up to here. So the reality is, after I got in there, I would fib to here. Don't see anything. I'd put on another big fib. Here, just in case. And then I move to another fib. Put that from here to here. Boom, that's your entry right here. Man, that's beautiful, to be honest. It's absolutely beautiful. Two-bar reversal, boom. And then you melt. If you took that, even if you got in here, you're up big time. It just melted for the rest of the day. There isn't really anything else to pay attention to. Then we had a little bit of movement this afternoon. I did not trade that properly. Let's figure out what I should have done. There's a few things that work well for afternoon for Sydney session. What are they? Let's take a look, see. First things first, let's get rid of these fibs, start some new ones. Have some bullish Peter raised below. Let's see. Open. First thing we do is we gap down and we show interest in returning up. Long wick. So I need to see us if we're respecting that wick. If we're respecting the wick, past 50% looks to me like we're thinking bullish. After this closure, I want to see if we sweep first before we go. We don't. We just remain bullish. Honestly, I'd wait another candle, but I'm still thinking bullish. Still thinking bullish. Absolutely. Maybe I get in here. Might even get in sooner. Put my stop down there. Either way, how much is that? 76. What's huge? Have to get it much sooner. 44. 28. That makes more sense. Thinking bullish on the chance. Okay, but at least to the gap. Take that to the gap rejection and trail it, honestly. We print inside the gap, we reject the gap. Want to see it come down, maybe sweep. Price action was not amazing because we were in a 15-minute, we're still in a 15-minute fair value gap. So yeah. Want to see it come down, maybe sweep. Boom, sweep. There we go. So how this is, you take this wick, rejection, interest in coming back up. If you take this on a mini, from here to the gap, honestly I'd probably get out at the gap, just trail it, and probably hopefully come out somewhere around here. Gap rejection, take that down. Gap rejection, clear signs of getting a display. Well, displacement, not much interest in, see, even from here, this wick rejection. So clear signs of returning to the south side for the resweep, or sorry, for the sweep on the south side. And then maybe you look to get out somewhere around here. Resweep, which would tell me we're probably still bearish, but it could do some wild stuff. So come back up here, rejection. Yeah, definitely out by here. If you could take this gap rejection, 96, jeez, that's 90 points. Man, that's how I should have traded Sydney. And then you can take it once you see some interest. I got caught up in this chop, to be honest. I did get caught up in this chop. Fair value gap created. Boom, test, and then interest in coming back to test the gap again. Even here, fair value gap, rejection, boom. That alone would have been a decent 54, 40 points. Alright, we gotta do better with this. Rejection. Today was technically easy. I messed it up, but today was technically easy. Not as easy as this morning, but technically this was easy. And you could have played with the fibs along the way, not creating a lower low. There we go. Sweep the low. Oh, you missed this low. And then you sweep. Looking for the liquidity. Oh, and this is where I guess we are now, or at least when I stopped. So that's my